Is that me? Okay, reconnecting. Okay, Facebook, let's turn this camera around for just a second. Okay, Facebook, I've got this. Okay, what I'm about to do is give y'all the evidence against one of the biggest crimes in the United States history. Okay, but the thing about it is, see, I raffle off houses, and it just so happened to happen to me. Okay. So now, I hope y'all pay attention. I'm finna give it to you straight. And like I said, every time I take this to the police and anybody else, they lock me up to keep me quiet and won't nobody treat me right. Okay? So here we go. I'm finna give the evidence to y'all, and we finna rebuild a black America right now. Starting right now. Here we go. Bam. Okay. I'm trying to make these cards to keep me to keep me focused. Okay, the United States of America has a program called COINTEL Pro, MK Ultra, and is now called MK Naomi, and it is organized gang stalking. Okay, what they're doing is there's over 300 million people in the United States, and those 300 million people, out of those 300 million people, they are gang stalking maybe 100,000 people. Okay. And that's why you don't see it. That's like 1 in 3,000. And see, Jackson, Mississippi has, let's just say, 100 and some thousand people. They're doing 1 in 3,000. So that means they might be doing 40, 50 people. And when these 40, 50 people in the city of Jackson, Mississippi will tell you that they've been gang stalked by the federal government, everybody will say that they crazy, but that's not true. Okay, here we go. So I made these cards. Okay, Facebook. I made these cards to try to keep me on track. Okay, this is organized gang stalking by the U.S. government. Okay, bam. Okay, which makes me now. I have the evidence. So so what has happened is the agent, my handler, that was assigned to handle me. My handler that was assigned to handle me. Him and my ex-wife were the cause of my divorce, and I really believe she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what it was, and I'm going to prove all this in court. I want to say this is that, and that in 2020, September 11, 2020, we got divorced officially. Okay, but these folks have harassed me and did me so wrong and break into my house and do my vehicles and all that. I'm going to prove all that. But right now, Facebook, I want to raffle off houses through the black community for $10 a ticket. And right now, I'm the most wanted innocent man in America, okay? This is COINTEL Pro. This is the biggest crime. Let me cover this up. This is the biggest crime in the history of the United States, and I'm going to tell you all about it, okay? Okay, now, I filed paperwork in Rankin County divorce court. You know, I got the evidence against Cedric Moore, who is supposed to be a sergeant major in the Army. This involves the CIA, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security. It's everybody, and it's run at the top by the CIA, which is why Donald Trump stopped their funding. Okay, so now I turned in paperwork on case. Let me find this. I turned in paperwork. Look at y'all. Okay, y'all still there? Yes, continue. Okay, I turned in paperwork, and it's called MEC. I'm gonna write this down. MEC document number 41. In that document, I lay out all the evidence against the United States of America. Okay? So anybody, if there's an attorney out there, I need an attorney, but this is a case that does everything. This is a case that proves everything. And to my understanding, it's been classified. Okay. Now, I was married to Carmen Shea Moore for 17 years. Don't worry about that. Carmen Shea Moore. Now, but the handler, the guy that's supposed to be a FBI plant, the guy that's supposed to be a sergeant major in the military, okay, his name is Cedric Moore. And if you'll look up Cedric Moore, he worked for a bail bond company in Houston, Texas. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. Now, I've been turned in this report years ago, and the federal government has been behind the scenes defanging this organization. This is a nationwide organization. Like I said, it's the biggest crime in the history of the United States of America, and I'm finna show you. Okay? Now, okay, so we've got Cedric Moore with a bail bond. Okay, now I turned in his paperwork. The federal government went to investigate. Okay, now when they investigated, they turned around in Houston, Texas, where this guy was supposed to be in Houston, Texas, and they arrested over 50 bail bondsmen at one time. They did a raid in Houston, Texas, and they raided over 50 bail bondsmen at one time. Okay, so the federal government knows all about this. Okay, let me tell you what's going on here. Okay, they are investigating and doing their investigation, and they doing this, and they trying to get to the top of it, and they're trying to find everybody that's got anything to do with this gang stalking, which includes unlimited law officials. Okay, they cannot do this without the law officials being involved, and in particular, sheriffs. In particular, they have to be sheriffs because sheriffs are elected. And see, nobody can do anything to a sheriff because he's an elected official, okay? Okay, but now, okay, so they got the 50 bail bondsmen at a time. Okay, anyway, I'm going to keep on going. Okay, this is the FBI. Okay, all right. Now, I turned in that paperwork on this case. Let me bring it back. I turned in the paperwork on this case right here, 18-1765 in Rankin County, okay? Now, when I turned in this case on 1765, okay, I had a card from Orlando Webster. Okay, these people, this is a whole. I'm gonna get to this Sheena right. This is a whole nationwide network, if not worldwide. Okay, and this traces to the highest levels of the United States government. Like I said, the CIA being at the top. Okay. Okay, so I've got an insurance card from Orlando Webster. Orlando Webster came to see me. Orlando Webster is an agent in Florida. Okay, all right. Now I've got that card. It can't be denied. Okay, let's skip that. Okay. Now, okay. Orlando Webster. When I look up Orlando Webster, when I originally looked up Orlando Webster, it goes to the United States Attorney General in Florida. His name is Craig Jones. We're going to get to that. Okay? We're going to get to that. His name is Craig Jones. Okay. Now, there was a flow chart. Okay? That included Craig Jones being in top. He's the United States Attorney. But Orlando Webster is under him. Okay. Now he said that his cover was a Kemper insurance agent. Okay. Tap to invite guests. I want to invite guests. Let me see here. How do I do that? I don't know. But anyway. Okay. So we've got Orlando Webster. So what they do is gang stalk people. When they gang stalk the people, they have people scared to death, which I am. I cannot leave my house. I'm scared to death because they're going to kill me. So, but what they do is when they drive you homeless, they have insurance on you. Okay? And let me tell you what goes on there. What goes on there is that if you're homeless and you're like I am from Mississippi, they might say in California that you dead. Okay? Or they might say that you crazy in another state. But see, Mississippi doesn't deal with California and all these other states. So once they drive people homeless, they take out insurance on them. Okay? Okay, this is, like I said, where is that? This is the biggest crime in the history of the United States of America, and I'm finna tell it all. Okay, now, when I look up Orlando Webster comes up to Craig Jones, United States Attorney. What also comes up is Citizens on Patrol and the Federal Bureau of Prisons, okay? Okay, now, all right, all of these people are involved. So what goes on with the Federal Bureau of Prisons is they take people who are already committed crimes. They have a preposition. to commit crime. So these people say we'll hire these people that commit crime. They get a crime, and then see the criminals won't tell it, and they'll do exactly what they asked to do. Plus they get paid. Okay, now let's go. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, okay. I wanna go. I wanna go. I wanna go. Okay. Now, like I said. I turned in this paperwork. And inside my paperwork, I said they sent me a letter saying that they always tapping my computers, tapping my cell phone, tapping everything. Okay. And so I sent this letter to the FBI, and I sent it to everybody around, all the police and MBI and Department of Defense, and I sent that paperwork to everybody. The FBI stood up and paid attention to it. Okay. When they paid attention to it, they had a Rankin County listening session. Y'all remember the Goon Squad? Let me tell you about the Goon Squad in Rankin County. The Goon Squad in Rankin County included 6 police officers, but one of them was from a different jurisdiction. See, I can understand how all of them from one jurisdiction do that thing, but see, how did they get the one from the opposite jurisdiction? You know how they got them? Because there's a network across this country. Okay? There's a network across this country. So anyway, I turned in the paperwork. So the FBI can't double back after they did the Goon Squad in Rankin County, and they had a Rankin County listening session. But they rolled out the red carpet for me because I supposed to have been sounding the alarm, but I'm scared to death. And see, the person who organized that name is Steph Quinn. My name is Bobby Quinn. Okay? They rolled out the red carpet for me. Okay, they rolled out the red carpet. They were letting me know. But see, I don't watch much TV. And I didn't watch TV, and I didn't know what was going on. And I turned it on maybe a Friday morning, and they had the meeting a Thursday night. I didn't know anything about it. Okay. But they were rolling out the red carpet. Okay, now, like I said, I need an attorney. Okay? And I'm finna explain to y'all how the CIA. See, there are 4 different CIA agents in my life. Okay? There are 4 different CIA agents in my life. And when I ask people, nobody knows not one. I haven't bumped into anybody yet that knows a CIA agent, and there are 4 of them in my life. Okay? The number one that came to me years ago was Arrington Taylor. I will give you his phone number. I got his phone number. He's a CIA agent, okay? And he works for the CIA, and they are doing this program. Where is that? Anyway, it is called COINTELPRO Pro. Okay, now, if y'all would look this up, if y'all would look up CIA MK Ultra, the first thing that comes up is a movie or a little trailer, and the first thing that comes up is Mississippi. I'm here in Mississippi. So the CIA says, where can we get away with this? What state, out of all the states in the union, where can we get away with this? And they say, well, there's some dumb niggas down south, and they slow in Mississippi. And the CIA, look it up. As a matter of fact, let me bring this up. Come on. Okay, 05. Okay, it will give me a problem right now. Okay, it will give me a problem, but let's see. I got it now. Okay, so here it is. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. I want to show it to you. I want y'all to see. Okay, if you look it up, see, I looked up MK Ultra. Okay, and MK Ultra has a video, MK Ultra, the official trailer, and it's in the state of Mississippi in 1961. See, this has been outlawed, okay? And they were supposed to kill this program, and this is not supposed to be going on. Y'all can look it up right now on YouTube. MK Ultra, the official trailer, is in Mississippi, which is where I am. Okay? Let's see what else I got here. All right, here's the, can you see that? Here is the Project MK Ultra with the CIA. Here is the Project MK Ultra, the CIA's program of research. Okay. And there's another one with MK Ultra, was an illegal human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency. This was designed, undertaken, and done by the CIA. I know 4 different CIA agents, and I know 4 different CIA agents, and number 1 is Arrington Taylor. They brought Arrington Taylor to me years ago, but of course I didn't know what was going on. Here's the CIA MK Ultra in Mississippi. Okay. I don't know where to go. There is so much to tell y'all. I'm going to start here with Shana Wright. I want y'all to know that now I turned in this paperwork a long time ago. The FBI started investigating. Now the FBI went to New York. When they went to New York, I want y'all to know that the mayor, the deputy mayor, the chief of police, the police commissioner, the mayor's brother, the under mayor, her name was Shana Wright. That's very important that her name is Shana Wright. That is very important. I'm gonna put that right there. That is very important. Now, they beheaded law enforcement in the state of New York, in the city of New York. New York has the biggest police department anywhere, okay? And all these people, okay, all those people are involved, okay? All those people are involved, okay? So now I'm going to bring this back down to, I'm going to bring it back down to us. Okay, let's see which way do I go here from now. Okay, now, let's see. When I turned in all this paperwork, it led to a nationwide network of fraud and abuse. Okay. Now, what the federal government did was they traced it to the post office. Okay. So what's going on here is it's a lot of identity theft being committed. Okay, this is the biggest crime in history. I'm gonna get to everything. Okay, so what's going on here is that they got the low-hanging fruit first. So the low-hanging fruit first was a post office in New York. Now, not only have they beheaded law enforcement in New York, in the city of New York, not only has the city of New York law enforcement been beheaded, and everybody that had anything to do with law enforcement has been indicted and has had to step down. Okay? But now, what they did was they went to the post office. This is fraud. Okay? So what this network is doing, this gang stalking network, to finance their operation, they are committing fraud all throughout the government. They are taking advantage of the United States government, and they are taking this money and they're funding all these underground operations, which brings me to, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is only my belief, which brings me to P. Diddy. Okay? See, I'm going to connect a few dots for y'all. See, like I said, they have beheaded the whole government of New York. P. Diddy from New York. P. Diddy, these people are financing underground illegal networks. They're committing fraud and prostitution and all that other kind of stuff. And they don't tell you that the mayor of New York and all them people, they rub elbows with P. Diddy. They don't tell you that, see, if you prostituting a woman, you take her, if it's inside the state of Mississippi, that's a state crime. If you cross the state lines and take her from Mississippi to Louisiana, then that when you cross the state line and involves multiple states, now that's a federal crime. But see, neither the state government or the federal government caught P. Diddy. They said that P. Diddy is a matter of national security, and national security arrested P. Diddy. That's why they didn't let him out. Okay, all of this is connected. I'm going to connect all these dots for y'all. Okay. So now they are committing all this fraud and all these checks. They've got all these checks and all this fraud. They're driving people homeless and they're doing all this other kind of stuff. And when they do that, they start collecting government checks. See, like I'm from Mississippi, then they will go to California and say that I'm homeless in California, and they start collecting a check. Or they might go to Colorado or New York, but it won't be in the state where that person is from. Okay? So now they trace all these checks going to the post office. Okay? So in New York, they busted them. They busted them with like $4 or $5 million in checks. Okay? They went to Houston, Texas, which Cedric Moore, with all these, okay, with all these, let's see, where's that card? Okay, Cedric Moore, okay. See, Cedric Moore works at the bail bond. That's his cover. I think he's a sheriff or whatever he is. And they raided 50 bail bondsmen at one time. And you can feel free to look that up. That went on in Houston, Texas, and they had a mass sting in Houston, Texas, because they used the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and the bail bondsmen are right there with them. This is a network. Okay, now they went to New York and they did the post office, but then they also went to Houston, Texas, and they found millions of dollars in checks going through the Houston, Texas post office. Then they found millions and millions of dollars in checks going through the Philadelphia post office, and this is a nationwide network. And the post office, okay, now most people that are having these benefits right now, some of these people have direct deposit. But see, when they committing fraud, what they do is they get those checks and have the checks sent to the post office, and then the people at the post office collect the checks and they kick that money up the chain. So this is going on in Houston, Texas, on in Florida. Okay. Had all kinds of people in New York, Philadelphia post office. Then it went on in the Florida post office. We ain't gonna get to that yet. Okay, like I said, now this is a program run by the United States government, by the CIA. My name is Bobby Quinn, and I raffle off houses for a living. Now, I had the bright idea to go through the black community with $10 a ticket and raffle off a house. Okay. Which makes me the most wanted innocent man in America. Okay, I've got the proof against the United States government. I've turned it in, and they are moving on. Of course, after suing or whatever, I'm working on it now. Okay. Now, all right. Let's see here. Where else can we go? Okay, let's go here. Okay. First, I want to cover this. This is my company, New South Construction. I raffle off houses for $10 a ticket. Okay, and that company went defunct. See, what happened was I was married to my ex-wife. I was married, and she was with Cedric Moore, and they were all planning in the background to make me homeless and then to take my credit. I had 11 houses at one time. And they were going to take my credit, and they used my credit, and they collecting the benefits. I was in the Army. They say I'm disabled. They say I'm crazy. And they're doing all this in different states. Okay. But now, my name is Bobby Quinn with New South Construction. That's a defunct company because, like I said, they drove me homeless. But what I want to do right now, I'm in sound mind and body. What I want to do, I've got a nephew named Cortavius Vaughn. I got a stepson named Macarius Moore, and then my natural daughter called Alyssa Quinn. Which I'm gonna get to all of that. I want them to reinstate this company, run this company, and see. I want to make it to where I want to sue the United States government, but I want 7 people. I want 7 people out of Jackson, Mississippi, to be a part of my company. I want to put a head on it that they can't kill. See, if the United States government comes and kills me right now, then all this is for naught. Okay. So if you are willing to put your life on the line, and you are a plumber or a carpenter or a builder or a flowman or a painter or electrician or whatever you are, I need 6 people plus my nephew to run this company for me, for New South Construction, so that it will never die. And we're going to take America by storm. Okay, now, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I got a lot of information to tell y'all. And y'all are going to be amazed. And the story I'm going to tell y'all is ridiculous. Okay? So let me start telling y'all. The United States government and the CIA practice witchcraft. Now, witchcraft is in the Bible, and Saul went to the witch of Endor, and witchcraft is in the Bible, and then Moses dropped his staff, and it turned into a snake, and then the king, the Pharaoh's men, they dropped their staff and turned. Witchcraft is in the Bible, so witchcraft is real. It's recognized in the Bible, okay? So the CIA has this program called MK Ultra, and what they want to do is they want to use witchcraft, and so they can kill all the enemies of the United States, or any enemy that they have, okay? Foreign or domestic, which I am domestic, okay? Now, where did I want to go from here? Okay, now, what's going on now? Is the FBI is going all across the country, and anywhere this network leads to, they are going and approaching these people, and they doing this investigation about what's going on. But like I said, they had all the 50 people, the 50 bail bondsmen that they raided at one time in Houston, Texas. Then they turned around and started interviewing all the deputies and all the police department. And Houston, Texas police department or sheriff department, like I said, it has to be an elected official. So can't nobody do nothing to elected official. So Houston, Texas, all their deputies, they had 4 or 5 suicides of the deputies within the last few weeks. Y'all can look that up. They went to the post office. They started interviewing all these law enforcement officers. All these law enforcement officers started killing themselves. They had the judge right outside of New York. They beheaded all the government in New York. The national security picked up P. Diddy. You know, pimping hoes and getting some pussy ain't got nothing to do with national security. But national security picked up P. Diddy. Okay? All the deputies right now are killing themselves. They had the sheriff walk into the judge's office, and the sheriff killed the judge. They went to see a judge outside of New York in Orange County. When they went to see that judge and talk to that judge committed suicide. Okay, they went to a sheriff, and I think it was in Carolina or somewhere. They went to the sheriff. He took off running from his own deputies in his vehicle and slammed into a big truck head on and killed himself. Okay, this is going on. All these law enforcement officials are killing themselves all around the country. Okay, all you gotta do is look it up. Okay, where else? Where else do we want to go? So the Department of Homeland Security is in on it. Okay, I want this. Okay, now, like I said, this is a major fraud network. And they drive people homeless. They take insurance out on them in another state. They say that they crazy in another state, and that these people got the right to get these checks. How is it that they can go to Philadelphia, they can go to Houston, Texas, they can go to Florida, where else did they go? And they went to New York. How is it that they can go to all these major hub post office and getting all these Social Security checks, and ain't nobody reporting them checks missing, and ain't nobody, and nobody knows anything about them checks. There's nobody reporting their check that they're not getting their checks. But the United States, but the FBI is going to all these post offices and busting all these post offices, stealing these checks. Why are they not being reported missing? They are not being reported missing because all of this is fraud. And it's fraud committed by law enforcement and the United States government, okay? So what they do is, so now I'm from Mississippi, but they might say I'm in South Carolina or New York or something, and they've got a medical network to where they do all this fraud. Now, not only have they busted all the post offices with all these checks, but a week or two ago, they had the biggest fraud in United States history, $15 billion in fraud committed by the medical community. So they drive these people homeless. They say that they crazy in another state so that nobody knows. They redirect their mail at the post office, and they are collecting all these checks at the post office on people that they drive homeless. But now, what they did first, see, this is a big deal right here now. A couple of weeks ago, they got the biggest fraud in United States history, being a $15 billion fraud. I'm giving y'all the scoop. But you will never make the connection that last year or a few months ago, they killed the United Healthcare CEO. They murdered him because he know everything. And he was probably soft, and he probably would have told it on everybody. So they killed the CEO first, so he can't tell nobody. Okay, I'm connecting the dots for y'all. They killed the CEO first, so he can't tell nobody. And now they come along with the biggest fraud in the United States history. And it's a healthcare fraud. Okay, along with all the checks going to here and there and this and there. Okay, I'm gonna get into all that. Okay, where else can I go right now? I'm gonna go on the national level. Okay, I got all that. Okay, so let's break it down to local. All right, now. See, they need people. Like I said, they use a lot of sheriffs because the sheriffs are elected. And they need people who are elected people that run the government. Then they get a little dirt on them. And then those people do what they want them to do. I want y'all to know right now that Senator John Horn, and this is in my opinion, they got Senator John Horn to run for mayor. Stop right there. The city of Jackson. I'm going to break it down. I went nationwide. What's going on nationwide? Okay, so let me down to what's going on in Jackson. Okay, now what's going on in Jackson is, number one, we had Frank Melton as a mayor. He died suddenly. We had Chuckway Lumumba. He died suddenly. We had the sheriff. I think it's Lee Vance. He died suddenly. Okay, all these people, if they won't do what they want them to do, then all these people died suddenly. Okay, so now, then they come here and they baited Antar Lumumba into this damn trap, and for $10,000, they saying they baited him. I want y'all to know, prior to this last election, which was a couple of months ago, I'm gonna tell you what happened. They had the councilwoman that she left somewhere and fired up a joint, and they pulled her ass over, made a big deal of that, and they got rid of her. Okay, because they need the elected power. Okay. Now, they got rid of all the mayors. Then they hemmed the mayor up. Not only the mayor did they hem the mayor up, but they also hemmed up the district attorney. They got the district attorney hemmed up. Okay. And all these people, they got all these people crooked. And what it is a coup of the Mississippi government is going on right now. Okay, so they got rid of councilmen. They got rid of mayors. Then what they did was, I see it so clearly. They want John Horn, because he got state connections, because he's coming from the state senate or whatever he is, and he's got state connections. So they want him to run for the mayor of the city of Jackson. So what they did was they moved Antar Lumumba out the way on some bullshit. Okay. And then they had John Horn. Then they got John Horn for a DUI. He was driving while drunk. And I can imagine what they told him. They told him they were going to fuck up his career and his political career unless he did what they told him to do. And again, that is my opinion, but I see it so clearly. Okay. So they have gotten rid of the mayor. They've gotten rid of city council members. They've gotten rid of the district attorney. Okay, the CIA is doing this at the top. This is what the CIA does, is overthrow governments. This is what the CIA does, is overthrow government. So they follow these people. They got this little dirt on these people, and they got these people out of here. Okay, now they put John Horn in. Okay, now I want to show y'all this. Across the street from me, in that White House over there, that is Vincent Grizel's daughter. Vincent Grizel, I'm going to get into all of that. Vincent Grizel is second in command of JPD. Okay? He's second in command of Jackson Police Department. His daughter lives across the street from me. See, I'm surrounded by all these people that are agents of the CIA. They set all this up. Okay. So now, what happened was they removed the council people for the Jackson City Council, and now Vincent Grizel has a brother, Brian Grizel, and Brian Grizel ran for council, which, you know, he's pretty much a shoo-in. Everybody, the Grizel name is pretty good. So Brian Grizel is now the president of the Jackson, Mississippi City Council. Senator Horn got hemmed up. And if you don't do what we want you to do, we're going to destroy your political career. We still going to let you be a politician, but we want you in this position, and it's run by the CIA, and they want him in the mayor position. They took Antar Lumumba, they took and the district attorney, and they got them people out of the way. Just like the FBI, the good FBI agents have beheaded the government in New York. That is exactly what they did in Jackson, Mississippi. And they have beheaded the government body, the governing body of Jackson, Mississippi. Okay? So now, when I file this paperwork, that paperwork includes a lot of names. Okay? I ain't gonna give y'all all this all at one time. I should, but I'm not. But that paperwork includes a lot of names. These are family names, and these family names, and they keeping it all in the family. Okay? Green, Jones, Moore, Caston, Henderson, Thompson. If you look up right now the election results in the state of Mississippi, all around the state of Mississippi. Now, my paperwork in this case right here, in this divorce case, 18-1765, my paperwork in this divorce case, you're going to see all these names. The Moores and the Joneses and the Thompsons, and you're going to see all this, okay? And now, what they are doing is they have taken over the government of the state of Mississippi, and all these people are running for Tupelo and whatever county and whatever city, and all these people in the same family are running for office all across the state, and you will never see it. Okay? Okay. So now what they've done is they hemmed up. Also, they got rid of the mayor. They got rid of Antar Lumumba. They got rid of the district attorney. And then before the election, they got rid of Marshawn Chrysler. Marshawn Chrysler was an interim sheriff. He was probably a shoo-in to be the sheriff, but they didn't want Marshawn Chrysler. They want Tyree Jones. When you look at my paperwork, all these names keep coming up. Jones, Moore, Green, Thompson, Caston, and some more. All these names keep coming up all around the state. So I want y'all to pay attention. I say Moore. See, my handler's name that's with my ex-wife, his name was Cedric Moore. The bail bombing, they got 50 bail bombing busted. Okay, there's got all the deputies in Houston killing themselves. They just hemmed up a judge in Houston. Okay, there's a judge that just got arrested in Houston. Okay, and all this is going on. But now these names, especially Jones and Moore. Okay, when you do your research, Marshawn Chrysler got hemmed up by Tanari Moore. So they took a Moore and hemmed up the sheriff, which would have been the sheriff. Now, they beheaded the whole government of the city of Jackson. They have taken Marshawn Chrysler, which probably had a very, 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 very good chance of being the sheriff, and they hemmed him up on something, getting some bullets to a Moore. Moore and Jones are these two family names. They all in the same family. And then once they took the Moore and got rid of Marshawn Chrysler, Tyree Jones is now sheriff. Okay? Now, that's very important. That is very important that Tyree Jones is now sheriff, because now they've made a law. I told you they're overthrowing the government. Now they've made a law that anybody that get ready to tell it, like me, when I get ready to tell it, everybody gonna say that I'm crazy and I got some kind of problem, and they'll have you committed. Okay? But see, that falls up under the sheriff of the county. So now, all this fraud and stuff that they doing this fraud on anybody that would tell it. Anybody got any kind of evidence, anybody want to make any kind of complaint about the gang stalking, this fraud network, and all this other kind of stuff, they are going to say that you're crazy, and then you going to go under Tyree Jones's care. Sheriff department going to take you to the hospital. When you get to the hospital, you're going to find Greens and Moores. The security guard was a Moore, acting a donkey. The doctor that they sent me to, the doctor that was supposed to be my doctor, his name was Green. Now, that's very important. That's very important, because all of this is fraud. So I want y'all to look up where this woman faked her death, and then she was found in New Orleans, and she changed her name to Green. Green is all through this paper, is all through this. Okay? The woman, they took, I guess, somebody that was homeless, burnt the car up. I don't know if they killed her or what. I can't say that, but I know they have not explained how there was a dead body in that car, and then this woman fakes her own death, moves to New Orleans. Everybody collect the insurance money, and they probably split it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but they got the insurance money on this woman's death. Okay, and then she moved to New Orleans, and then they found her in New Orleans, and her last name is Green, just like the people at the hospital. It's a big, major fraud network. I can prove everything I'm saying. If the mayor, if the police, I don't give a damn who you is. You don't like it, come see me. Brian Gazelle is, his daughter live across the street. Okay, let's go back to the Wright Detective Agency. I've got video where there was a Sergeant Wright posted up down the street from me, down here in the curve. That nigga down there with binoculars looking up here, keeping track of me. His name was Wright. I turned it in to Sergeant Gibbs. His name was Wright. These people across the street from me, the guy said he worked for a Wright Detective Agency. He retired from the police department, then went to work for the sheriff department. That's a long story. If I live, I'm gonna do this every day probably, and I'm gonna break this story down for y'all, little by little, little by little, little by little. I'm gonna break this story down for y'all on what's going on right now in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, and these people are overthrowing the government in Jackson, Mississippi. They are creating a fraud network. They got the woman that faked her own death. Where did they get the dead body from to put in the car? And then they just dropped the case. Nobody, you should be investigating on who that dead body was. But more than likely, that dead body was a homeless person, which They have driven people homeless. Okay? And then they use these people to further their deal. Now, I told y'all, where is it? Where is it? The $15 billion, where is that? Where is that? Where is that? I'm going to tell y'all so much. Where did I do that? Okay, it's so much. It's so much. It's so much. I typed up that paperwork and I turned it in, and I turned it in to the FBI. And I've got emails and all this other kind of stuff where they said Dimitri gonna let me out this fortress with the golden key, and Dimitri this and Dimitri that. And I told the FBI that if they wanted to start any kind of investigation on what I was saying, start with Lieutenant Dimitri over the Rankin County Jail. They fired Lieutenant Dimitri, Jack. Lieutenant Dimitri no longer works for the Rankin County Jail. Just like Sergeant Daughtry, I'll go through all that. It's a lot of names. Okay, but back here. They murdered the United Healthcare CEO, and now they found, he was going to tell it. He was soft. He was going to tell it. Now they found the biggest fraud in United States history, Medicare fraud. Okay, now, Wright Detective Agency. They are the people that are really, the security company are the people that follow people, the gang stalk people. They are the ones that are doing it. This Wright Detective Agency. Now, they put me in jail. That's a long story. I'll go through all that. They put me in jail, but they put me in jail with a dude named Chris Stringfellow. Chris Stringfellow says he's doing houses, this and that. And then he brings up the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and he starts saying a lot of key words. They put, just like that 60 days in, they put a lot of people in jail with me, messing with my mind. I can't even escape these people in jail. This is law enforcement. Okay? So, they put Christopher Stringfellow in jail with me. He started telling me about his brother in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Now, when I got out, I looked up Orlando Webster. You can look it up right now on the computer. You can look up Orlando Webster. He works for Craig Jones. That's the Jones name again. He works for Craig Jones and the United States Attorney General in Florida. Okay, and under them is the Federal Bureau of Prisons, okay, and with this Wright Detective Agency. Now, Right, I told you about this $15 billion fraud that they just found out, and if you look up Wright Detective Agency, Stringfellow, and I believe it was South Carolina, you will see where Wright Agency, security agency, they got all kinds of labs and anything that they can do to fraud the United States government, to defraud the United States government. That's what they're doing right now. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm the most wanted man in America. Everybody trying to kill me, man. It's so many people trying to kill me, it's ridiculous. Fuck them. Anyway, Wright Detective Agency got busted just like this $15 billion fraud. Wright Detective Agency got busted first in South Carolina doing this fraud with the Federal Bureau of Prisons to Orlando Webster, where his card go, and everything keeps leading back to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Orlando Webster, and Craig Jones, the United States, the United States Attorney General. Now, I can prove this because they got a dude, they setting people in my neighborhood, or what they call, confidential informants, or whatever they are. It's a dude right now in my neighborhood that says his name is Justin. But when I first met him, I tried him by the spirit, asked him, what's up, can I trust him, all this other kind of stuff. I meet him, he in the hood now. They had me in jail. I got out of jail. When I got out of jail, this nigga was in the neighborhood. I got a picture of him where he says his name is Justin, and he says this and says that. But see, I got a picture of him out of California where his name is Craig Jones, and the United States Attorney General is probably his father. The Craig Jones, the United States Attorney General in Florida, is probably this dude that they call Justin, is probably his father. Okay. I've got all the evidence. I got everything on computer. I got everything. I'm giving y'all an idea of what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi. It is an overthrow of the government. It is a fraud network. They're going all through the post office. They're getting all these checks and sending them through the post office, and ain't nobody missing them checks. I've got the CIA doing MK Ultra, and I got Ayrton Taylor. I'm gonna give you his phone number so y'all can call him. Okay. I have a dude. When I was married back in 2016 or something, this has been going on for so many years. I'm gonna go through everything with y'all every day. I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna take my time. I'm just giving y'all everything that you can prove. I got all the evidence. If anybody want to come see me, come on. I need a damn civil rights attorney right now, and I've got the biggest case in where did I put that card? I probably got the biggest crime. I probably got the biggest crime in the history of the United States of America. And they chose me, and they are calling me the chosen one because I go through the black community giving away houses for $10 a ticket, and shit finna change right now today. Shit finna change in America, and I want to sue Kemper Insurance. I want to sue all these police departments. I want Lieutenant Dimitri in the Rankin County Jail, and JPD, and Madison PD, and Clinton PD, and Central County PD. I can prove that all these people have no reason to make contact with me, but they always pulling me over. And I've never got a ticket for what they pulled me over for. Madison pulled me over. That's a long story. I'll go through that another day. Okay? I'm giving y'all an idea of all these checks, all this billion-dollar healthcare fraud that's going on right now across the United States. I've told y'all about how they have beheaded all law enforcement in New York. In the last 2 years, they have beheaded all law enforcement in Jackson, Mississippi. They beheaded the sheriff. They got rid of the mayor. They got rid of the district attorney. They got rid of the city councilman. Brian Gazelle and his daughter, Vincent Gazelle, she lives right there. And they are watching me at all damn time. And now, just like in New York, to where Mayor Adams got hemmed up, they hemmed up his brother too in New York. They hemmed up his brother who ran a school or something, and they hemmed up his brother too, and they doing the same thing right here in Jackson, Mississippi. And now, this man right here is second in command. Her father is second in command of Jackson Police Department, and his brother is now the president of the city council. They hemmed up John Horn, and in my opinion, told him that, nigga, if you don't do what we tell you to do, we're going to destroy your political career. They could have made it a big deal, but they swept it on the rug and got him. They moved the mayor out the way on $10,000. What he took a donation to his campaign fund. Okay. They got rid of him. They got rid of Marshawn Chrysler with another Moore. And now you've got a Jones. All these names are important. And now you've got a Jones as the sheriff of Hines County right here in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't bore y'all there. You can look in and see it. And I think I'm going to do this every day. Okay? I'm finna break y'all. Okay, I want to tell y'all this. When I go tell it, and they took me to the police, I went to tell the police, and they surrounded me so bad that I went to the police department, but the police department was closed. What kind of damn headquarters of a police department closed on Sunday? You supposed to be able to go to the police anytime. But anyway, I told them what was going on. Them folks said I was crazy. They took me up to the officer kept saying he's going to take me to the University Hospital, until he got a phone call. All this is on camera in the police vehicle. So we can prove all this. So I call the little officer Weasel because that's what he was. So, but anyway, the little Weasel officer said he was taking me to the University of Mississippi Medical Center, and he got a phone call, and they told him no, take me to St. Dominic's. He was all a plan. They surrounded me so bad, and they knew I was going to try to tell the police, and they had all this set up. When I got to St. Dominic's, they did some terrible things to me. They did the same thing at Central Mississippi. They did some terrible things to me. I'm going to go through that another day. Okay? But now, they injected my body with them little chips where they can know where I am at all times on the satellite chip. And see, they play with me, and they mess with me, and they laugh at me, and they sent me this. See, this is a medical sensor where you can do the chip. Okay, you see that Dexcom G6 sensor? Now, see, I imagine you can look up them numbers right there, and them numbers right there are going to tell you exactly where this came from. I imagine it came from the VA Medical Center. Now, with all my evidence, they know I have the evidence. That's why I'm scared for my life. That's why I'm telling y'all. They know I have the evidence. They know I can prove everything that I'm saying. This is probably the biggest case in United States history. Okay? So to try to keep me quiet, what they did was they sent me this damn laptop computer. And they had a dope fiend bring me this computer like he trying to sell it. Man, this is a $2,000 machine. This is a $2,000 machine. That's grand larceny. That's grand larceny. So what they were trying to do is the same place that this sensor came from, which is probably VA Medical Center. They sent this to me from the VA. This is the United States government. They sent this to me, okay? And the plan was they were going to come and find this computer and say that I stole it, and they were going to put me in jail, and nobody would ever hear from me. But what I did was, as soon as I got the computer and recognized it came from the VA Medical Center, I called the VA Medical Center and turned it in. I told them that I paid $20 for it. Now, man sold me this goddamn laptop, this thing right here, for $20. Let me show y'all the numbers. Keep this for record. These are the numbers. Let's see here. Is that going to clear up? That's 831-384-22192. Let me just read them to you. That is 302-023. I got to read it. I'm just going to read it. I'm going to look at it like this. Okay. Okay, let's see here. 302-023-09211 831-384-22192. So they sent this to me by a dope fiend. They stole it from the VA Medical Center, and they sent this to me. And what they were going to do was put me in jail for maybe 5 years of my life, saying that I stole this machine. But as soon as I recognized what the plan was and that it was from the VA, I called the number. But if you find something, I called the number, turned it in, and told them I paid $20 for it, and for my effort, for my trouble, I want $50 back, or I ain't getting nobody shit. Possession is 9/10 of the law. I ain't getting nobody shit. I bought it fair and square, and see, they won't even come get it. Nobody even, I called and turned this in, nobody will even come get this damn computer. Okay? Because they got a lot of explaining to do on how I got this fucking computer. Okay? I got all kinds of stuff, man. I got all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. Okay, here is this about this. These are kind of messages they send me. As a thing falls, so it lies. Dimitri, you see that Dimitri? That's Lieutenant Dimitri over the Rankin County Jail. Dimitri, wants to, what does it say? Open this fortress with a golden key. And that's why he is insolent to me now. See, that's this guy right here sending me. I was in jail and I was locked up, but see, the lawyer was gonna say that I sent this to myself. But see, the date is, where is the date? The date is 11/13/22. I was in jail. I didn't get out of jail till 11/14. When he got this about opening, okay, as the thing falls, so it lies. That's me, Dimitri. That's a lieutenant over the jail who got the this fortress with a golden key. I was in jail, and the next day they let me out of jail. Okay, now, I'm giving y'all all this because, listen, man, we got a hell of an opportunity right here. I want to try to sue the federal government and the CIA, and they think I'm a dumb Mississippi nigga and shit like this, and I want to try to sue them for everything I can get, and I'm going to plant this in every city across the United States of America. Everything's about to change as soon as okay. Let me tell y'all this. So, I mean, I got all the evidence. Come on. Okay, let me show y'all this. Okay, and I want to go to, let me see, is this my email? I want to go to my email. Okay, and I just want to show y'all this, and let's go. I think I started. Where are the stars? Y'all just stick with me one more minute. I'm gonna let you go. One more minute. I'm gonna let you go. Where I don't see where I can. Where are the starred ones? Labels, spam, trash. Let's see. Label. Where are the ones? Okay, they're starred is the number one thing. Okay, so what has happened is, like I said, the United States government caused my divorce and this and that, okay? So I've been fighting this as best I can. I'm scared to leave my house because they know that I know all this and all these people gonna kill me, okay? Okay, so what I'm finna do is read y'all what I wrote. Y'all can't see it. You can see it. Okay, Mrs. Newman, my name is Bobby Quinn, and I have filed a motion. To reopen as well as a motion to dismiss for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Okay, now the judge said he lacks subject matter jurisdiction to rule on the case while he's putting me in jail for 6 months. He's gonna claim that's a clerical error, but that's bullshit. They were keeping me quiet. Okay. So now I've turned all this paperwork. In my filings, you will see that the local and federal governments play a very important part. As a matter of fact, details contained in MEC document number 41 pertaining to case 18-1765 contains overwhelming evidence of law enforcement involvement, including local law enforcement, the FBI, and the CIA. I only seek justice and fairness and to live my life in peace away from any tentacles of the United States government and their programs of COINTELPRO and MKUltra. The rules of civil procedure in the state of Mississippi dictate a response to motions in 30 days or less. Considering that the motions have been filed and there is no rejection for deficiency, then according to law, I look forward to a response. I am trying to communicate with you that I feel that my life is in danger by the nature of my accusations and the government organizations involved. Okay, should I not get a response from the court, which they have not responded, the judge told them don't accept no paperwork from me. And he's done everything he can to block me, but that's okay. I'm going to take care of that. Okay. Should I not get a response from the court, I can only assume that it is further collusion of government officials and deprivation of rights under color of law, and I will take the proper steps to remedy the situation. Let's take it on up. Okay. And I said that this is the only way I got a response from them. I have every intention to prove that the Rankin County Goon Squad, remember all them sheriff deputies that were doing them boys, extends to the Rankin County Chancery Court. This is the only way I got a response from them. Was it under duress? I am stating that I demand justice from this court, or this court should get on the side of and in collusion with the rest of the felonious government or agencies. I look forward to hearing from you, please. It is a matter of life and death. Please respond by email, and I have been driven homeless by the U.S. government, and I have no telephone. Okay, now, Okay, I sent that to them. Where is it? So, where is it? I'm finna give it to you. Okay, here it is. Here's the response that they got back. See, and the judge steady playing fucking games with me, man. I'm going around the judge and I'm trying to bring it to the people. So now he has taken this case and turned it over to Attorney General Lynn Fitch, P.O. Box. I want to get to the date. What is the date? Anyway, the date, it ought to be on here somewhere. Okay. He's also turned it over to the District Attorney, John K. Brantley. This is a referral to the Mississippi Attorney General and Rankin County District Attorney, Quinn versus Quinn, in the Chancery Court of Rankin County. See, my ex-wife is the lowest hanging fruit. I have to sue her so I can bring everybody else in on it. Okay, and let's see what he says. Now, see, I filed a motion to transfer or dismiss. He did a referral. See, it says referral to the Mississippi Attorney General. Okay, Attorney General Fitch and District Attorney Bramlett, please find and close two petitions recently filed by Mr. Bobby Quinn, a party in the above reference cause of action. Bobby Quinn and his former wife, Carmen Shay Quinn, were divorced by the Chancery Court of the Rankin County, Mississippi on September 11, 2020. Dropped a bomb on me. As a part of this divorce, Carmen Shay Quinn was granted a restraining order against Bobby Quinn. Mr. Quinn was found in contempt for violating that restraining order. Now, I wrote a letter to her job saying, please control this bitch. They keep fucking with me, man. And I can't tell the judge, I can't tell the police, I can't tell nobody. I said, well, I figured a job. And in that letter, I addressed that letter to the judge, to the sheriff, to her parents, and to everybody. I addressed it to all law enforcement because I knew what was gonna happen. Okay. They put me in contempt for violating a restraining order, even though I gave them all the proof that these folks are stalking me. Since that date, Mr. Quinn has filed several documents. Most concerning are the two petitions enclosed herein, MEC number 57 and 61, in which Mr. Quinn alleges civil rights violations by federal, state, and local law enforcement. Okay, officers, police intimidation, collusion, hacking of digital devices, HIPAA violations, false imprisonment, stalking, sabotage, and harassment by higher echelons of government officials represented by the FBI and the CIA, and numerous other claims. I have all these claims. As you know, the Chancery Court of Rankin County does not have jurisdiction over these allegations. If he admits that they don't have jurisdiction over these allegations, but the one thing he didn't do was dismiss it and transfer it. He think he playing with me by he gave him a referral. So now what happens is, now the state attorney general got a referral, and she said that's just a referral. So now the district attorney can say that's just a referral. And see, that's not what I filed for. And the judge is playing word games. He did not transfer or dismiss it. Okay? He playing word games with me. Again, evidence showing that they all in on it together. Given the nature of Mr. Quinn's allegations, I thought it most prudent to forward along to you all for any investigation you see fit. Stop. That's not, nobody's supposed to be doing no damn investigation. He's supposed to be if he don't have subject matter jurisdiction, he can't rule on this shit. He's supposed to send me to somebody who can, and he's playing games with me by giving these folks a referral. That makes it look good. So in the meantime, that gives the United States government time to kill me. You understand? Okay. So please let the court know, wait a minute, okay. Should you wish to receive a copy of the entire court file, he ain't even sent the entire court file. Please let the court know, and a copy will be forwarded to you. Should you all have any questions or wish to discuss this matter further, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or my staff attorney, Amanda Newman. The key word in this sentence is should. Where is that? The key word in this sentence is should. The key word in this right here is he only referred it and then this says referral. The case should have been dismissed and sent straight to should have been sent to state court or federal court, and they started playing games with me, and these folks gonna kill me. If they kill me or not, I'm giving y'all the motherfucking evidence right now. I've got the evidence hidden all around the house. Nowhere. When something happened to me, the evidence is gonna come forward. When something happened to me, I already made arrangements for that. The evidence is gonna come forward. All the computer evidence. I got 4 or 5 computers, 4 or 5 cell phones, cause they attach to everything. But anyway, this judge again has not addressed the issue. This is a referral to the Mississippi State Attorney General. This happened last Monday. I got this email last Monday. Let me show you the date. There it is. July 14th, 2025. This happened last Monday. And he doing nothing but dragging his feet and dilly-dallying and delaying and treat me like I'm some kind of joker. All I ask is for justice. And according to the paper, he was supposed to transfer or dismiss. Where this referral shit come from? And if it's just a referral, ain't nobody got the answer. I get buried in paperwork. They kill me, and don't nobody know what's going on. But now y'all know. I'm gonna do this every day. Joanne, I see you. Demetrica Millions, I see you. Kimberly Jackson, that's Kobe now. I see y'all. Kobe, I want you to tell these folks how you brought Arrington Taylor to me. We got on the phone with Arrington Taylor, and I was dealing with this chick, and I looked up Cote d'Ivoire, Africa. We call this nigga out of all the cities in the world. There must be millions of cities in the world. And this damn CIA agent that Kobe brought to me, this damn CIA agent brings up Cote d'Ivoire, Africa. We had an argument about whether it was a city or a state. All of them, I'm sure Kobe will tell the truth, I hope. All right. Love y'all. I'm giving y'all the basis. I'm going to come back. When I come back, I'm going to break down every little bitty thing. These folks have been on me for so many years, and they've done so much. They break into my house. They destroy my vehicle. They destroy the water line. They destroy the sewer line. They put holes in the roof and shit. They tear the lines down from the house. They keeping me broke, keeping me homeless. And as long as I'm homeless, I can't fight this in the court system, and I can't get a damn attorney, which brings me back to Ali Shamsuddin. Ali Shamsuddin was a well-respected judge and attorney around Jackson, Mississippi. He ran for mayor. Then they said he had some paperwork issues, and see, he would have beat out John Horn probably. He had a good chance of beating out John Horn, but for John Horn, who got the DUI, for John Horn to be the damn mayor of Jackson and be they do boy, for him to do that, they disqualified what's his name? Ali Shamsuddin. They disqualified him because he's a judge and he wasn't gonna do no crooked shit. Okay? Now, they disqualified these people. They beheaded your district attorney, your mayor, your city council. Your sheriff got hemmed up. Now the mayor hemmed up. Marshawn Crystal got hemmed up by Moore. Now Jones is the sheriff. It's a long story. I'm going to tell y'all everything. Okay. I just want y'all to know. And if I die, I want to sign over my rights to sue the United States. This is legal. This is absolutely legal. I want to sign over my rights to my company, New South Construction. I want New South Construction. I'm going to reinstate it this week if I live. I want to reinstate it, and I want 6 other people besides me and my nephew to be voting members of this company. I want to sign the rights to sue the United States government. I'm in sound mind and body. I'm doing this as a million fucking witnesses. Everybody know I'm doing it. And I want to sign the rights to sue over to my company, New South Construction. And I want this shit to stand forever. And we finna build a new motherfucking South right here, right now. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow.